Alibaba.com की मेंबरशिप मेरी कंपनी को अभी ग्लोबल ब्रांड बना रही है।
Go export with Alibaba.com.
A very warm welcome and good afternoon to all the entrepreneurs and exporters joining us today for the Accessing Global Value Chains, a webinar series under the India Exports Initiative. This program aims at empowering India's small and medium enterprises to capture the B2B export opportunities in the global market, majorly through e-commerce. This webinar series has been curated specifically for Indian exporters who are looking to kickstart or scale up their B2B exports across the diverse sectors. And this webinar series will be available to watch on YouTube later. By providing such sector-focused knowledge within a short span of time, our goal is to equip the participants with the essential skills and knowledge to thrive as B2B exporters in their fields. Today, our focus lies in the B2B export opportunity in the furniture and home decor sector, which showcases a rich blend of tradition and modernity deeply rooted in the craftsmanship and culture heritage of India. This webinar series aims to explore the vast export opportunities of these industries and provide the actionable strategies for the MSMEs to strengthen their presence in the global value chain and achieve sustainable growth. We are thrilled to bring together experts and successful exporters and thought leaders in these industries who will share their practical advice, their experiences, and their knowledge that would help us to guide our entrepreneurs in navigating the complexities and the challenges that they face in this sector exports. So I would like to encourage everyone to actively participate in this program, ask questions in the chat section, and take advantage of the expertise and the knowledge which will be shared by our speakers. So whether you are a seasoned exporter or a first-time exporter, or simply you are just exploring the idea of entering the international market, I hope this webinar will be valuable and will provide you knowledge and inspiration to help you move forward. So now, without wasting time, I would like to invite the esteemed panelists for our session today. First, we have Mr. Chintan Parekh. He is the Honorary Secretary of the Association of Furniture Manufacturer Traders India. Welcome, sir. Next, we have Mr. Srinivas Rao. He is the co-founder. We have Mr. Srinivas Rao. He is the co-founder and director of the brand Panelux brand of Wood Corina India Private Limited. Welcome, sir.
Welcome.
Yeah. Next, we
Hello,
have
everyone.
Next, we have with us Mr. Josefa Sampalwala. He's the partner at Woodware Solutions. Hello and welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hi. Next, we have Ms. Rachita Shahi. She is the designer, entrepreneur, and exporter of the brand Enliven.
Hi, Bhumika. Hi, everybody.
Hello,
nice
ma'am.
to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Finally, we have Mr. Binamra Dash. He is the head of marketing of Alibaba.com India.
Hey, hello everyone.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us today, sir and ma'am. We are very grateful to have you here. Finally, I would now like to invite the moderator of our session today, Ms. Najma Hashimi. She is the Director and Head of International Trade of India SME Forum. Welcome, ma'am. Thank
Thank
you
you
all
so
for
much.
joining.
Priyanka.
Thank you all for joining us today. I hope you have a great session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Bhumika, and thank you all the people who have joined today. To this webinar on the global accessing global value chains. Wherein we are talking about the B2B export opportunities available in the global markets for the MSMEs from furniture and home decor sector. And also a very warm welcome to all the esteemed speakers in the panel. I am actually very excited to hear from all of you about your experiences in the export history of these industries. So the reason behind choosing this sector as the focus sector for the session is furniture and home decor sectors are important in India's export due to the combination of factors, including a rich age of artisanal skills, readily available natural resources like wood, a strong aesthetic appeal in design, high global demand for the unique Indian styles, and the potential for the significant employment generation across the value chain. So all these factors making these sectors a key contributor to the country's economy. So the sector requires exclusive attention for promoting it in the global markets because it presents significant opportunities driven by rapid urbanization, increasing disposable income, and evolving consumer preferences. India's strong artisanal and handcrafted furniture segment holds a vast export potential, particularly in the international markets, because the sustainable and handmade products are highly valued in the international markets nowadays. Also, the luxury furniture market is gaining traction as India's high net worth individuals seek premium and designer products. So, if we want to talk about the growth rate, I can say that market is growing at a compound annual growth rate of 10.9 percent, and it is on a very strong growth trajectory. For example, the home decor sector is expected to reach 40.8 billion US dollar by 2033, and the furniture market projected to hit, amount of I don't know 36.31 billion US dollar by 2029. So, despite all these factors that we mentioned, and also the strong growth potential that we are talking, when it comes to the furniture and home decor sectors in India, the sector faces several challenges. Like, for example, the market remains highly fragmented or dominated by unorganized players or leading to inconsistent quality and some scalability issues which are there in the market. So today in this webinar, along with you, experts in these sectors, we are going to recommend some, strategies and solutions for all these challenges so that MSMEs can overcome to the problems and also explore the vast export potential of these industries. And we are trying to provide actionable strategies for the MSMEs to strengthen their presence in the global value chains and achieve sustainable growth. So, for that, the first thing that I would like to hear about is the market size. And for the same, I want to address my first question to Mr. Chintan Parekh. Sir, I just would like to ask you to give us some brief about the current size of the Indian furniture and home decor market and how is it expected to grow in the near future?
Yeah. Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Good
I'm
afternoon.
Chintan Parekh, and I am representing Association of Furniture Manufacturers and Traders. Now, current size of Indian furniture industry, if we talk about, so it's a very, very large industry wherein if we only talk about, the furniture which is used for domestic as well as for the, commercial purposes, both put together is approximately $23 billion is what is the current size of Indian market, and it is growing at a CAGR of approximately around 9 to 10%, year over year. And lately, India has seen that the export potential is increasing, and the domestic uh, and the furniture manufacturers have understood that the importance of going into the export market is huge, and the export potential which is untapped or unrealized export potential is approximately 150 billion as per the data shared by the ministry last year in March. It is $150 billion, and we are just trying to tap. We are just tapping around two to 2.5 billion dollars of export market. So there is a huge potential both sides. We can tap.
Thank you so much, sir, for the information that you have shared with us about the market size. So I would like to ask Mr. Srinivas Rao, sir, could you please just tell us when it comes to the furniture market, what are the key factors which are influencing the consumer demands in the market? Suppose if you want to talk about the sustainability role or innovation role, so how will you define the key factors in this part?
Yeah, especially now the major change now, the environmental awareness is becoming one of the key factor for the consumers. So everybody is getting really aware about. So everybody is looking for a first of all a sustainable product, actually reusable product, and how the material has been reused after even usage. What they are looking at is there, and a very eco-friendly material. So this is becoming a very, very prominently, it is increasing because as the consumers are becoming a more educative, so the awareness of that level is really increasing. So I think this industry has to really look into these parameters when we talk about the environmental friendly furniture or whatever we are making it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, actually, the points that you have mentioned about the sustainable material, eco-friendly, and whatever which can be reused or recycled. Yeah, I also agree with you. But I want to listen to Rachita ji about the same the factors which are affecting the growth of the sector, but from a home decor point of view. So what is your opinion about this? Could you please just share with us as per the,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much. Experience
Yeah,
that you
Dashma. Yeah, sure, sure. I'd love to share my experiences, being in the home decor industry for last few years. And I really want to say this is the best time to be in the, field of export. So if you're not doing export at this point of time in India, you're not doing anything. This is what I feel, because this is so much of opportunity from all over the place, not just India, international also. Borders have we are free to trade between here and US or any other country, except where situations are not so good and not so favorable. We can really export everywhere in the world. So this is for me. I think this is the best time. Policies, a lot of policies have been made in favor of e-commerce export, which were not there maybe 10 years back. Export was already there. I mean, I'm not saying export was not there, but e-commerce export per se is a slightly newer kind of export. So policies are definitely favoring us. When we say government policies, when we say trade policies, everything is kind of favoring us right now. Growth, I mean, everybody is discussing the growth. 10% is a very good growth year on year that we have seen in last at least 5 years, continuous growth, which is a huge thing. So if we are as Indian manufacturers, Indian designers, Indian entrepreneurs, we are not doing this right now, it's like it'll be sad because this is the best opportunity for anybody to be in this part of this kind of industry. So favor, of course, we are getting a lot of incentives, not just from government. Incentives, if I say, like small things like discounts in our GSTs, like LUT, all we know, like we don't have to pay GST if we are exporting. A lot of things are there from government sides. All we have to know is understand what is available to us. I mean, you have to read, you have to go through internet, you have to speak to your fellow exporters. They can help you. These groups like yours are helping in a big way, where knowledge is shared between everybody, along with people who are new, who are old in the export field. So these are the platforms where we come and kind of share information. So these are opportunities. Plus, I think what bigger opportunity which opened in last few years is also the kind of the shipments which are now very easy to ship from India. So earlier we used to know that bigger shipments, only ships, containers used to go, but now small shipments are in focus. So there are a lot of companies like DHL, the bigger companies, smaller companies as well, which have come up, local companies in India who have come up with very nice, good rates. So these are the opportunities that are coming our way every day, where they're like everybody's trying to make it easier for us to kind of enter the market, enter the industry. So this is what my own experience is in last 3 years in this field. That things are getting easier, things are getting closer to us, which were far-fetched, which were not there, non-existent earlier. In last 5 years, a lot of made in a way where they acknowledge there is an export, which is e-commerce export, B2B, B2C both, so which was not there earlier. So I think uh, perfectly, like, this is the perfect time to be here. This is what I feel.
Yeah, true, true. You spoke about the e-commerce. I will come to it and we will
Yeah,
discuss
sure.
with technology. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you. But
thank you.
before that, before I go to the next question, can I please ask, Rachita ji and Mr. Srinivas to please switch on your video so that our audience can, see you also, and we also can have you in the panel with your faces as well. Thank you.
I don't know, some problem with the camera, because I can see myself here on the camera, but I can't. I think it's not showing there. I don't know for what reason. I'm already there on the camera. I can see
Okay.
myself.
No,
Some
I'll ask my, yeah, I'll ask my, our team, India Forum team, to please look at it. Anyways, the next
I'm
question which
also
is,
having the same issue. Yeah, I'm also having the
yeah,
same problem. I can see myself, but I'm not able to see on the screen.
yeah, exactly the same problem. I
Okay, yeah.
think some issue. Yeah,
okay, our team will look at it.
sure.
So is, Rashita ji said about the
Yep.
policy. So my next question I would like to ask Huzifa sir, that sir, how can MSMEs navigate international quality standards and regulatory challenges in export markets? If you can give us some clarification on that.
Sure. So good afternoon to all, and thanks for the opportunity for this forum. Yeah, the international for the MSME to be competitive in the international market, it is very important for the Indian MSMEs to start gearing up by getting all the necessary certifications and gearing up in the quality standards. So certifications like ISO 9000 for quality standards, or ISO 14000 maybe for the environment management, and even the health management for ISO 45000. So such ISO certifications, first one should start looking at in their existing setup, so that their organization becomes more organized. It is they are ready for the international market. Then of course we also need to look at the other compliances. Like now, as we are all aware, that our Indian Bureau of Indian Standards is going to start with the quality standards for furniture. So one will also start looking at the possibility of getting the BIS license for all their products. So the factories and the manufacturers will start looking at, first of all, getting up ready for the current setup, wherein they have all the necessary certifications, the infrastructure is upgraded, and then they start looking at their product quality and looking at the international scenario overall. So researching is very important. Do some research, identify the regular requirements in target export markets, including product safety, labeling, packaging regulations. There are a lot of compliance which is required in the international market, like ensure compliance with regulatory requirements, including obtaining necessary permits and licenses. Documentation is of course very important. Lot of documentation required for exports. So maintaining accurate and complete documentation, including certificates of origin, commercial invoices, bills, all those things. So these are the very important aspects one will have to look at if they really need to compete in the international market, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, okay. Thank you, sir, for the clarification. I would, as Mr. Chintan Parekh also have experiences in the same team. Sir, could you please, you also give us some, information from your point of view and tell us how do recent BIS and QCO regulations impact the home furniture sector? And what can MSMEs do to comply? So I would like to hear from you also about the same.
Yeah, thank you, Najma. So basically, BIS is basically, the Indian government has made the mandates wherein they wanted to have the BIS standards everywhere, not even furniture, but every product. Recently, we have seen that, toys industry, even the footwear industry had seen the paradigm shift by just, applying BIS standards in their industry. And, so earlier the scenario was in the toy sector, the import were 96% of the toys were being imported from the other part of the world, and only 4% were made in India. Today, the scenario is completely changed from 96% of these toys are being made in India and only 4% are being imported. So that's the impact of BIS, and that's the impact of QCO. So what government wants is they wanted to focus on 4 5 major areas is the health, safety, not getting the low quality product in India, and India to have the world standards which is competing with all the national all the international bodies. So that's the agenda of Indian of the government to bring in the BIS. Currently, the furniture QCOs are under, currently the furniture standards are under the draft stage where we and Mr. Uzefa both are the, part of the committee with the BIS, wherein, so there are currently 7 of the products which are identified, under the draft stage, which is for which the QCOs are being made. And I think in next few months of time, the QCO should be passed and it should be out for the wide circulation. And then, once the QCOs are passed, the Rajpatra will come and all the manufacturers of India or outside the world will be manufactured. We have to manufacture the product according to the guidelines. And this time, the government is very serious about not getting a low quality product in India, or it's, the manufacturing will automatically get upscale, as I given you the example of the toy industry. So there are currently 7 products which I told you. The chair is one, work chair, then desk, then bunk bed, then general purpose chair, tables and desk, storage units, and sofas. These are the 7 categories which are under the draft stage of the standards which are being formed. And once government feels it's the right time to come out with the consultation with all the industry players, the QCOs will be passed and it will become a law. And this will upscale the complete manufacturing sector, furniture sector of India. Currently, government is also looking at furniture sector as the champion sector, which can bring fortunes. So that's the agenda of this particular webinar today. So even the government is identifying the champion sector as the furniture, which is an underdog, which was never focused, but now they are very serious about bringing upscaling the furniture manufacturing in India, so that the whole world can take the benefit and India can supply the furniture to the world.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Najma, I would like to add one more thing. For the MSMEs, they should also look at when if they are not part of any association, then they should become a part of an association like ours, maybe AFMT, or also if they should also join association like Federation of Indian Exports Organization, FIO, wherein they get a lot of information regarding exports, so they can get trained in this particular aspect. So all the MSMEs, I would request them to look at this possibility of joining the industry associations. That really helps. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Sir,
Thank you. Thank you.
the availability of that information with MSMEs is very, very low, sir. So the huge amount of availability of the data is there, but the accessibility and the awareness. So that is a really very pain point for us, even for the educated people. So the information is very vast on the sites, but it is when you want to look at is there. So that is not really is there. Something we need to really look into it, how it can reach to all the people.
Exactly. That's the whole point I suggested, because when you join an association like ours or maybe like FIO, so then they have a lot of such seminars and training programs wherein the members really get all the necessary information and the practical aspect of it. That there is knowledge sharing between the members. So a lot of our members are into exports; they can share their knowledge accordingly. So that kind of association support is very important for any MSME. So that's my point. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
lot of conferences, seminars are happening all over the. I mean, all of the country. A lot of times, like if we are member of some organization groups, we are invited for those. And also, I mean, it's from person to person. Also, we have to be very actively searching for those information on internet also, because internet has literally everything, wrong or right. I mean, we have to kind of find out. That's another thing, but we have a lot of information available to us, so we have to kind of go through it, search ourselves. This is what we have to do. But yeah, definitely these webinars and these seminars and these associations helps in a way where you get to meet the right people who are policymakers. A lot of time government organizations are supporting these organizations. They are themselves coming, like for example DGFT. I have myself attended a seminar. It was really insightful, because we got to know a lot of incentives that are coming for they are proposed for MSME sector, especially for e-commerce export. So these are definitely, I mean, help us. It should happen more. This is what I feel. Happen
Yeah,
more often. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Thank you. So we spoke about all these things, but one major factor in today's export and today's doing business and trade in the world is e-commerce, for which I want to go to Mr. Binamra Dash from Alibaba.com. So considering your experience and knowledge in this sector, I just want to ask you that with the rise of e-commerce platforms, what is the impact on the export opportunities for Indians from furniture and home decor sectors specifically? If you can tell us about it. And apart from that, what are the digital tools that can help MSMEs streamline their operations and connect with the global buyers?
Thank you so much, Nazma, for the question and also for the invitation. Am I audible? My voice is clear?
Yes, yes, you are
Yes.
audible, please.
Okay. So to answer to your first question, how has e-commerce, or so to say export e-commerce, help create an impact for home decor as well as furniture sector? I'd like to divide it into three parts. The first one is, if there is demand, if there is growth in the sector, and coming from an e-commerce company which is primarily focused on B2B export e-commerce, on Alibaba.com, home and decor category is one of the top three categories, and there are like 59 primary categories on Alibaba, and it is among the top three category. And year on year growth is around in double digits, I can say, like 20% plus for this category. So that means that there's a lot of global demand that is coming to e-commerce platforms, and if somebody is already not available there, we are missing out on a lot of opportunities. That is the first thing I'd say from the demand point of view. Now the second factor that I would like to emphasize, which is what is the kind of impact that these e-commerce platforms are creating. So export used to be a very big businesses affair a few years back, because in order to gain that trust from the buyers, you used to have to go to a lot of trade fairs. That was the only way where you could find reliable, trustable buyers, and a lot of trade fairs happen across the world, and it is actually very cost intensive for smaller players, MSME players, who cannot afford in the beginning stage of their business growth to afford that kind of money. But with the rise of export e-commerce platforms, so to say, there is a level playing field that has been created. Now in our platform, specifically talking about India, there are a lot of MSMEs who don't even have their own manufacturing facility. They are complete traders, and they haven't even, like, they have been in the platform for 20 years plus, and they haven't even had the necessity to go to even a single trade fair. Recently I had the pleasure to meet with a seller from Mumbai, and he has been exporting with Alibaba for 20 plus years. And there was an event of Alibaba in China, sorry, in Vietnam, and he made his passport for the first time for that event. So that is the beauty of e-commerce, that you don't even have to step out of your home or your country in order to do the export business. That's the importance or impact of e-commerce, so to say. Now the other impact that e-commerce has created is availability of the long tail products. Previously, because of lower accessibility, people used to go to or look at only China, and if I'm only traveling to China once a year, I'll try to gather everything from nearby regions because that is more cost effective. I'll try to sum up all my import items and do an LCL or something like that. That would save my cost. But things have changed drastically. Logistics costs are going down, and there is a proper buyer seller matching across all these long tail products because of e-commerce. Now suppose I want a table, then I'm probably going to Vietnam, and for that table, if I want some home textile products, I'm going to India, I'm going to Rajasthan, and I'm ordering them from there. So that is the kind of diversity that e-commerce has created, for long tail products. So anybody and everybody with lower MOQ, higher MOQ can sell and buy using these platforms. That is the impact that e-commerce has created. Now coming to your second question that you have asked, which is about what kind of digital tools MSMEs need to learn. The first tool and the most important tool, I would say, is to understand the importance of e-commerce and learn how e-commerce works. Because sooner or later, everything is going towards e-commerce, B2B, B2C, domestic, export, whatever you talk about. There are so many good B2B domestic platforms. There are so many B2C platforms like the Flipkarts of the world, the Amazons of the world, and all the buyers will eventually move there. So even if you are not going there today, your competitors are already there, and in 5 years time you would be already too late. So it is now, and it is very important that you create that e-commerce mindset and understand how e-commerce works. There are a lot of trainings available across, there is a complete ecosystem available, but you have to have that mindset and you have to start learning today. That's the first thing I would say. Then the second digital tool which is very important is about making that data driven decision making. Everybody talks about data. There are a lot of data, but it is important that we utilize that data that comes from e-commerce, because in e-commerce marketing you can immediately see the impact, how much money you are spending, what kind of views you are getting, what kind of clicks you are getting, where you can improve. You have to learn those things and implement it on a day-to-day basis, because previously in traditional way the learning cycle used to be very long. Now because of e-commerce, that cycle is reduced to say 7 days, 1 month, 45 days. You have to learn how to utilize that data in order to get advantage, in order to get insight for your business. That's the second insight I would have. Then the third digital tool that you need to learn in order to do good in e-commerce business is about understanding how to post a product, how to use the proper keywords to attract customers. And these are all, there are so many things, so on and so forth. But these are the primary things that are very necessary in order to start your e-commerce journey. That's it from my side for this question, Nazma.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the information that you have shared with us. As Rachita ji has experience, and basically she has built up her business on the e-commerce platforms. So I just want to address one question to you. If you can just tell us, how can MSMEs utilize e-commerce to build a strong global brand presence as per your experiences in the e-commerce platforms, and specifically when it comes to the B2B export?
Yeah, Najma, can you hear me, Najma?
Yes, yes.
Audible? Okay. So what I think is, when we talk about the brand, I mean, an international market, it's slightly difficult. Why? Because making a brand in India itself is difficult. Now we're talking a world, so definitely it will be difficult. But at the same time, there will be very few key things which we have to keep in mind when we are talking about making a brand internationally. First thing is the kind of product you have. So you have to have a good product. Presentation is very very important. What kind of presentation, as in how you are presenting it in front of your customer and customers. How are you writing about it? Because everybody is not watching the product as product, they are watching, they're writing, they are reading the description. So your description, product description, and image, everything should match. And finally, when they receive something from you, it should also match with the description that you've already given, or maybe they have read that and kind of liked it and then they bought it. So the whole experience itself matters a lot. Where from sending a material, the kind of packaging you've used, what you have, how you have kind of packed it, how well you have, because people appreciate that when the item reaches them and it is in good condition, because somehow they also know it that is coming across from across the world. So they have assumptions that it might damage while it's coming to them. So everything matters. And then the whole process, and it not just ends there, where you communicate with your end customers in terms of their queries, telling them where the shipment is. Sometimes they are, they panic when shipment is getting delayed because of delivery issues. So you have to take care of everything. So everything from the first time when they see your product to the time then when they kind of finally receive the product, the whole process, how they go through it is important for them. And then they this whole process builds the brand for you. So I think everything in between is going backstage is for us, which is very important. But at the same time, for customers, how the customer perceives your brand finally is through these small factors. So these are very important in building the brand internationally. Plus, there are very important tools which are available. I mean, we just discussed those. So we have to kind of understand what seasonality is, what kind of designs are liked in a particular part of the world. So we have to kind of present them with those designs. They love it. Like for example, I'll give you very simple example of just to prove my point. Like for example, we have our Indian designs for most of the handicraft items, and we love it, we are proud of it. At the same time, we have to understand when we go international, their design sensibilities are different, their likings are different, their requirements are different. So we have to kind of change, we have to adapt our designs according to their need, not force our designs on them. This is what I have kind of felt in last few years of my being in the industry, where we have to kind of present with their likings, the design that they will finally like, because they have to buy it, correct? So this is what I feel are important part. When we kind of give them what they want, they'll be happy. Simple rule. Plus things are getting simpler for everybody. Like we also know how I sitting here in India, how I got to know, or as anybody else will get to know about the kind of likings. It's very simple. You kind of have systems online, go Google, maybe their design setups, and just see. We can even visit online, visit the fairs which are happening internationally, that they give us trends, what are going to happen in next 1 year 2 years also. So these are very simple things. We have to kind of understand the people, understand the place also. So everything around it will finally add to the brand. The kind of reviews that they give, just not for B2B, B2C. These are very, very important for any brand. What kind of reviews are getting? You have to ask for reviews. This is what I feel. And nobody will go and kind of give you a good review. You have to kind of ask for reviews in advance. Like if you get my material, please, review it. So because it's like it's an extra effort from customer side. So customer is very very happy, they will definitely come back to you with a good review, but you have to tell them, this is a part of the process. This is what I feel, Nazma. So I mean, everything I said will make a pleasant brand for you internationally. It will be difficult initially. It starts with the logo, what we feel, but it never is only the logo. I think logo is just part of that. It starts with the logo, and it's a continuous process where you work for the brand every day, every night. So insights are very important, as we just discussed. So we have on e-commerce, this is a very good part where we know what is happening with the brand. We know what is happening around the brand, what people are thinking about it. So a lot of insight also comes from the customer, him or herself. So we have to kind of be very vigilant. We have to look at every review, every message which is coming from customer. Everything is important. This is what I feel. So we have to be like 100% there with the
Thank
e-commerce platform. Thank
Yes.
you, Nashmi. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the points that you have mentioned are very, very important for being, on the e-commerce platform and obviously making your brand,
Yeah.
through e-commerce. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing it with us. Then next question I want to ask Srinivas sir about we are talking about the brand building, and I want to know how Indian MSMEs, can position themselves as eco-friendly and ethical brands to attract global buyers. Sir, am I audible to you?
We lost actually for a second. I think everything is went off. You are
Okay.
asking some question.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Am I audible
Can you please?
now?
You need to repeat it. I think we lost. Everyone has lost. Everything is there. I think.
Not a
Yeah.
problem,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Sir, just wanted to, I was saying we talked about the branding through e-commerce. Okay, and my question to you is how can Indian MSMEs position themselves as eco-friendly and ethical brands to attract global buyers?
Ma'am, I will actually give you my own experience. Actually, we come out with a tagline called "To make a furniture, do not cut a tree." So this is our first time we have come out, and we actually produced our product just in the month of February. So we participated in an exhibition called KBIS, that is Kitchen Bath Industry Show in Las Vegas, and so we got the best product innovative award for that. This is basically now once when we have gone to US, and I was thinking maybe I'll be deprived, but my product when they look at it as a there, so they really actually welcomed, and the entire jury was very happy. We got a $5,000 check for our product as well as us there, and then the first order what we received is from a company which has got a well certification company in the world. So they are making the first well certified house in the world. So that is in Miami, a company called Caplo Manzana. So which is actually looking at is there. So the line of that the Caplo Manzana is saying they are making the design for life. So they are giving for their product about 100-year guarantee. So now people know about the only a green building, and then you are talk about a LEED certification a little bit. But now I think we are the first company in India got from a well certified building one first order for us actually. So the well certification talks about well-being in the actually in the house. It is just not only you are giving us some environmental friendly, but the VOC is no formaldehyde should not be there, and a lot of things parameters are there. So there they are not looking at any actually is the not really cost is not effective. Getting that achieving that standard is very important for them. So now globally, now when you talk about now come to your question. So now to reach that, now we require basically certifications. So now we are trying to make it up is that the certifications are becoming a very expensive for MSMEs, madam. Government has to really come out with some sort of a scheme for certification. Today, I am looking at is that there. So I applied for a green building council. So they are asking for one certificate from a green building council is about 4.5 lakh rupees. So now when I go to a little bit more certifications, I looked at what is there. So I need minimum investment of 80 lakhs to 1 crore just to get certification of my products. So which is a very, very painful area for us. And now that is one part. And second thing is that there, like now what Mr. Binoram Das has told about is that there the so now India now people in the across world actually maybe after COVID when there is actually maybe with the anti-China has come up. So India has now got a lot of opportunities across the world. People are accepting this product. But yes, so now till now they are looking at it as actually as a very economical product. So when we gone, the product is equivalent European product, but now we are not getting that brand awareness is not happening, which maybe now Make in India has stopped at one level. But now we should talk about Make in India as making it is a good, not a economical product. We are making it as a world-class product. So I think that branding need to be done, redefined as maybe you are representing the SME forum. I definitely request you to put this to the ministry, madam. So this is definitely they need to look into it. Is there? So Make in India just not only economical product, what India can be able to make it up as there. So the third point is now when you talk about the challenges. Now, if you talk about now, we are talking about one India, but now everybody is talking about is very easy for an export. But now I wanted to export it to maybe one country. So there is about so many ports in India. Everywhere you need to register DGFT license. Ma'am, I think lost is at that. So I'm talking about, see, if you look at is there the number of ports what we have in India. So, or if it is like now you want to maybe go to maybe one airport or to the number of ports, everywhere you need to register. I think this is a really stupidity. When you have one GST certification, so DGFT has to give it out as the across license to you can export to anywhere from any port of the India. So we are not exporting from different country. But now that process is really very tedious. So now the Navashava has got a different thing is there. So Gujarat has got a different feeling is there. I think that has to be really look into it.
Okay.
The other point, like, yeah.
Yeah, just wanted to ask Mr. Chintan and Mr. Huzefa if they have anything to add about this, and if you think a government can, through any schemes that they may already have or they want to look into it, how they can help to, solve this issue that Mr. Sirini was just pointed out. Sir, you are on mute.
You're on mute, sir. You're on mute. No, you're on mute, sir. Yeah.
Sir, you are on mute.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Yes.
So regarding the certification in MSME, as an MSME, there are certain schemes available for, like when you go for such certifications, lot of subsidies available, for especially for the ISO certifications. So I think you check on that first of all, because I'm aware of this. There are some discounts available on the same. As far as the green certification and all such things are there, even there also, I think they are talking about giving some good incentives if you go for the sustainability certifications and green certification. And yes, of course, what he said rightly is there is a lot of cost to it, a lot of consultants charge a lot of amount for the same. And if there is a common platform created for the MSMEs for the same, that would really help the MSME for getting such certificates. Yeah.
So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for the points that you have, mentioned. So considering all the points that was, mentioned, I just want to ask my next question to you yourself, that how Indian MSMEs can, adopt sort of maybe sustainable materials to stay competitive in the market, because it is very difficult in, this situation, current situation in the market is likely the global value of the export of these two sectors is something more than, I think, $250 billion. And the India's contribution to this amount is less than 2%. So I just want you to tell us how Indian MSMEs can, compete in this market, and what, sustainability materials can be used.
So basically, in Indian MSMEs, in order to remain competitive in the international market, government should definitely look at, give incentives to encourage sustainable use of the material by giving some tax exemptions, like exempt sustainable home decor or manufacturers from certain taxes. For even for importing certain material, the custom duty should be kind of be reduced. There should be some tax credits also available for offering tax credits to manufacturers that invest in sustainable practices, and such incentives should be available. Even the GST should reduce the goods and service tax for rates for sustainable home decor products. That is a possibility. So I would say, for in order to for the MSMEs to become more competitive in the international market, uh, they need to get more access to the sustainable material. Of course, we have certain things available in our country, but at a very limited resources as of now. So that those incentives should be available from the government side also.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I want to, ask my next questions to Mr. Chintan Parekh. Sir, Josefa sir, talked about the, how to access to the sustainable materials, and for sure there are some other, reasons behind this. Why India, has only contributed 2% or even less than 2% to the global furniture export. So, do you have any other reasons or any key reasons behind this fact?
So I think this was discussed earlier. I think second panelist with me discussed about it, that the availability. Mr. Srinivas has told that availability, and people does not know. The manufacturers themselves does not know what to do to to start exports in India. That was the biggest challenge. The availability of insights on how to start. Who is there to support you? So with this forum, what I can tell you is that I think CEO is the one, and another thing is EPCG available. ECGC is also there, which is the Export Credit Guaranteeing Corporation of India, which can help people enrolled who wanted to export. They also can give a credit. They also can give insurance. They also can give you a rating of which country or which kind of a buyer you should work or you should not work. They also give a guidance on what to do to start the export. So the challenge, which biggest challenge which Indian manufacturers have gone, is the easy availability of I think the furniture which is from the China or any other country you say. So people were not really wanted to manufacture. This was, I'm talking about from 2007 to 2015, 17. But there was a large evolved market of furniture manufacturers. There is one product for the panel products, or maybe wood paneling modular furniture for it is required. It is solar panel saw machine. So the panel saw machine is to cut the wood. You know how many panel saw machines are there in India today? There are more than 1 lakh panel saw machines in India. So the Indian manufacturing have evolved in last a decade or maybe more into the furniture segment. And now with this evolvement, people are getting to know more about the export because they started understanding the export potentials also. So, see, there are government schemes available wherein you can just go to and log into these things, and you can get avail the certain credit schemes or certain even if you want to just upscale your export potential, go to the certain exhibitions where just you can just showcase your products and get the export orders and get the networking done, and then you start your export started from India. So people have understood lately that yes, there is a huge potential. People were not really very focused earlier. They were not having proper knowledge, proper channel of information was not available. Earlier it was available in bits and bumps. Only it was a CHA, or it was a consultant-driven business earlier. Now it has largely decentralized. Government is much into it, and government wanted to start export more on each and every sector, not only furniture. So, and I think the Jodhpur market, for furniture handloom market, have largely tapped and tracked that particular code on how are they making furniture, or maybe a artifact product from a waste, and they're making it into 100 rupees and selling into 1,000 rupees into the export market. So I think we need to learn once more. We need to tap the export market by going through those kind of exhibitions. Government schemes are available. Government can offer up to 50% of their cost for one or two shows in a year. So I think those kind of a schemes can be availed, and people can understand more about going into the export market, network more there, understand what goes well there, what is the typology. Because the moment you change the country, the standards of that particular country changes. So you export to Europe, you export to US, their standards are different than the African market. So you have to understand what a particular market needs and how you can tap. So whether are you able to make that particular country's standard product or not? If not, then please try and evolve this. So European Union standards are very stringent, and BIS is actually referring to certain standards which are specified in the European Union, because those standards are top-notch standards, and that's the reason now Indian furniture will evolve. So that's where the I told you about the toy segment. It has actually had a turnaround just because of this, and now every country in the world is eyeing at India for particularly toy segment. Now, similarly, it should happen in the furniture and home decor sector also, wherein by just stepping and making those furniture, by getting to know what standards goes well into which particular country where you wanted to export. That kind of understanding is required, and materials are available. And those materials can be easily available, easily made, and can be exported there. So now I do not see a much challenge which was there earlier before COVID, I would say. Now the whole world is open with the help of, definitely with the help of e-commerce, with the help of a lot of seminars, a lot of gathering, lot of B2B meetings, B2B, I would say roundtable meetings happening where all the companies participate, and they exchange the ideas, they exchange, they ask for the vendors from India. So I don't think that it should be a problem now, but yes, there was a problem earlier where people were not aware about the schemes, aware about the things how it happens, but now it should not be a problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you for the information and points that you have mentioned. I think Srinivas sir has something to add here. Sir, please go ahead. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I was in a conference at ISF, that is an International Startup Festival. So I used to had the IMF director, Mr. Subramaniam, was there. I was really happy to his address about. He has given about a 40 minutes address. So the major problem.
Sir, are you there?
Hello. Are we there?
Sir, yes, sir. Maybe you lost the connection for a second. Please continue.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Please continue. We can hear you.
Hello.
Sir, am I audible to you? Maybe he is facing some issue with the connection. So,
Yeah, his connection seems very bad.
not a problem. We'll continue till the time that he is joining back. Huzaifar sir, my next question is to you. I just want to know that the cost of manufacturing furniture in India is much more than importing the manufacture this furniture from China. So I just want to know, okay, how can MSMEs reduce production costs while maintaining quality and sustainability? And first of all, okay, why this cost is more than importing the products from China? If you can please talk about this. Sir, you are on mute.
Yeah. So as far as Indian MSME or manufacturer is concerned, the biggest issue here is we are not having any kind of focused manufacturing. Indian manufacturer is into many products, multiple things, and there is no scalability. If you look at a Chinese manufacturer in turn, they are very focused on particular product, and everybody works with that particular product line, wherein they scale up in that particular product and they do mass production for the same. Because of that, the product cost comes down and they are able to supply to the global market. In India, as of now, today, still we are not so focused. So that is one of the factors. another factor would be kind of availability of the raw material. So our raw material cost, the input cost itself is high in many of the raw material, wherein because of that our final product becomes very expensive. The way we manufacture the product, the kind of infrastructure we have, manufacturing infrastructure, that also needs to be upgraded by adapting to technology, by getting the latest hand machineries for production, which will again in turn increase, reduce the cost of manufacturing, and that will make an Indian manufacturer more competitive in the global market. So these are a couple of things which I feel which are very important when Indian manufacturer starts manufacturing products in bulk or mass production. Only then he'll be able to be competitive. And of course, government also needs to look into this by making raw material available at competitive pricing to the Indian manufacturer, because there are certain materials still which are being imported and the duties are high, and because of that the raw material input becomes very high. Of course, now we are looking at Make in India, the raw material which is being supplied by the Indian manufacturers, but still they also need to gear up and giving competitive pricing for the input of the furniture manufacturing. Unless and until the entire ecosystem becomes more competitive, we will not be able to produce furniture which is cost effective to compete into the global market. So these are the couple of things which I feel are very important when manufacturing in India.
I I believe that he lost the connection. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you're audible.
Okay. Really, anyone would like to complete this, answer or add anything to it? Huzefa sir, you are there?
Yeah, I'm yes, yeah.
Yeah, we
I
lost you
think
for
I
a
lost the
few.
connection brief. Did I complete my whatever I was? But I think I lost in the end.
No problem. Just few seconds, last few seconds we lost.
Yeah,
Please continue.
yeah, yeah. So that's it. Like as I told, that is the main factor wherein focus manufacturing and availability of raw material at competitive pricing. These are the two things which can scale up Indian manufacturers to compete in the global market.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, sir, for the points that you have mentioned. I'm not sure if Srinivas sir is there with us, and you would like to add your points. You were talking,
Yeah,
sir,
yeah,
when we.
ma'am, I can hear.
Yes, sir. Please, you may
Yes,
continue.
yes.
You were.
So now, can you hear us? Yeah.
Yes, clearly.
So I'm talking to you because I have. So yeah. So that. So I had a maybe look at IMF director Mr. Subramaniam was addressing a conference in ISF. So the reason why now Indian maybe companies cannot able to compete globally is the availability of the finance. So he was talking about maybe South Korea and maybe India economy was a same level maybe about 30 years back. But the availability because now we are importing Samsung phones or maybe they are exporting to different. The reason what he pointed out is that the GDP versus the availability of funds is about 11 to 15 times. But in India, as far as the GDP is concerned, so not even we don't have even a 0.5, maybe a 50% funds are not available to MSMEs. So when you have a more funds availability, the whatever the means it is there, then the people will start investing into the research. So and new products will come out. So this is another point. Definitely you people really look into it and put this into the government, madam. Today you go to, there is a lot of schemes available. They talk about is there we are giving this fund without collateral security. So I self is when we I gone to 20 banks just getting a raise of a 2 crore rupees without any security. So every banker has denied. He says this is only on the paper, we will not execute this at all. So this is definitely as a maybe a forum you need to really look into it, madam. The MSME funds availability can really able to make a very rosy picture for everyone because there is a now today people are there, everything is there. So we have all the things are available. Yes, funds availability is the biggest concern for Indian MSMEs.
Okay, sir.
I think.
Thank you. Thank you. Well noted. Yes, sir.
Najma, I would like to add one point here related to the same point. As Mr. Srinivasan said regarding the finance also, of course, that is very important. And another important point is the logistic cost. furniture being a bulky product, logistics becomes a very important aspect, and that cost adds up to the production cost overall. And as considering the fuel cost in the country today being so high, okay, transport becomes very expensive for us. So one of the important thing that the initiative, of course, the government is also pushing us to that, is creating furniture hubs. So when we are having a lot of furniture hubs in the country, where there is an entire ecosystem available in a particular furniture hub altogether, then definitely a lot of things will change. Like production will become much easier in terms of procuring raw material, kind of intermediate processing, subcontracting, many such things. So that is one aspect which China has already adapted, and many other countries are already working on that, wherein they have got very good smart infrastructures, which are kind of smart hubs, you can say, wherein people manufacture in a complete ecosystem altogether, and that is the reason they are more competitive. So this is one aspect which we really are looking at as an association. We are very strongly looking at creating furniture hubs in the country, and hopefully should happen very soon. Yeah, that's one very important aspect, I would say.
This is my own observation is in China, government behaves like a partner with the manufacturers. That's the beauty of the the whole businesses. Here in India, we are lacking that. I mean, of course, I mean incentives are there. The things half the time people don't know what incentives are available, what schemes are available to us. We don't know whether we'll be eligible to kind of approach for those schemes or not. So a lot of gaps are there for sure. Like China, it'll take some time because we our governments have to kind of understand that we have to really behave like a partner, not somebody who's there to pull your legs all the time, for this reason or that reason. And
But yeah, please
yeah,
continue.
please.
Sorry, continue, please.
No, what I feel is encouragement from just scheme side and just saying is one thing. Ground reality sometimes is very difficult. Like Mr. Shimanas is mentioning, he has a lot of issues. So this is the ground reality he's talking about. So schemes are there, things are there, but is the scheme actually benefiting the end customer or end manufacturer or not? That's very important. Schemes are for sure helping us, but on the other side we can say in next few years, 1 year or 2 years, maybe things will be better than what it is right now, because we have seen a huge difference in last 3 years 4 years only. So there are hopes. Of course there is hope for everything. Things will be better maybe next year, this year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you. I believe that earlier, sorry, I just want to add something. Josefa sir, gave some sort of, solution for it, that the schemes are there, but exporters and entrepreneurs maybe can avail it through being part of organizations like their
yes,
organization or organizations in, India SME Forum, so that these organizations just facilitating the use of the schemes.
correct.
So yeah,
In
like
fact,
that. So sir, if you
a lot
want
of
to add something, please.
Yeah, I would just like to add something here. Currently, we have been working very closely with the DPIT department and Invest India also. And there is a very positive change what I see, last couple of years, a lot of trust for manufacturing, and they are giving all the necessary support required. In fact, they have been asking us, can you come to us with whatever is needed, kind of, and we are ready to support. So I see a lot of change in the government, the way they are kind of reciprocating right now. And I'm very sure the scenario is going to change a lot in a couple of years. So it's a very positive environment, I would say, overall. Because the earlier the impression about, having that government doesn't respond, they are not encouraging. So currently what I see is a lot of encouragement. They are taking a lot of initiatives. In fact, we keep on getting emails from government so many times, okay, please come discuss with us what you want. So, and in the particular the Invest India, the arm is working very hard for exports, especially. So anybody who's actually right now also looking at any particular, any MSME who's interested, he's got a good infrastructure, and they would actually like to explore the international market, then Invest India is one arm of the government which is very keen to support. So I would say anybody in that particular sector should try and contact Invest India, or they can come to us and we can support them on the same. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So we, listen to all the issues that you pointed out and whatever solution that you addressed. So now I want to go to Binomra ji and ask you, see, you have listened to all the, issues that they have mentioned. I want to know that from e-commerce point of view, What are the solutions that e-commerce is, offering to the MSMEs, and how can MSMEs utilize e-commerce to overcome these challenges and also to build a, a strong global brand, or just, maybe experiencing a sort of, what do you call it, brand India. So how e-commerce can support this idea?
Yeah, thank you so much, and very interesting conversation, so to say. I'd like to add my couple of cents here. So I was listening to Mr. Srinivas and also the suggestions that Mr. Huzafa gave. So the thing is that we are always, when it comes to export, we start comparing India with China. But we have to understand that it's not an apple to apple comparison, because China has a long head start of 20-30 years. What they started in early 2000s or maybe late 1990s, we are seeing the fruits of it now. And India has started that journey, say, maybe a decade back. We used to be very primarily focused to be a service based country. Now we are slowly moving into manufacturing. So things are changing, and things are definitely going in a better direction, I must say. And with the available situation, how we can leverage in order to compete with global players, I would like to add my observations from what I see on the MSMEs that I work with, or we work with in the e-commerce platform, and how they compete with the big giants that are available not just in China but across the world. Because any exporter who is using Alibaba.com to sell to the world, he or she essentially has to compete with a Chinese manufacturer, a Italian manufacturer, or so to say a Vietnamese manufacturer. So what are the edges that we can create for ourselves at this point of time with the available solutions? I would like to highlight few points. I think the first advantage that we have is machine made versus man made. In China, it's a good thing that their manufacturers are so big. They are now not looking even at MOQs below 10,000 pieces. Say, just giving any example of any product, it varies from category to category, but they're generally going for larger quantities and bulk orders. So if you are catering to smaller audience, say with starting from 50 MOQ to say 5,000 MOQ, that is the range that Chinese manufacturers are not even looking into. So that is, I think, a good start for us to start with, to begin with, lower MOQs. What are the advantages of catering to that audience, and who are those audience? The first thing is people who are looking for handmade products, not like bulk machine made products. And there are sellers from the furniture category. Somebody was mentioning about Jodhpur circle. There are many in the Sambal Moradabad circle also. Their niche is, they have created a niche for themselves. Especially I talk about Sambal and Moradabad. Global buyers know about that small city in India, because they are very famous for their handmade furniture items, their home decor items, brass items. There is this Hath Ki Karigari thing, that is the punch that Indian manufacturers add to it. I think that can be our advantage. That is something that nobody else can take away from us. Maybe have that product and then showcase it to the world. That is the first advantage I think Indian manufacturers or MSMEs can have. The second thing is about the service, and also about the quality. Because you are catering to a niche category, because you are catering to lower MOQs, the least that you can do is provide the kind of quality that you are assuring. Because a buyer who is purchasing, say, sitting somewhere in the USA, 12 hours behind you, 5,000 miles behind, far from you, he or she cannot see you. So everything that you promise, if you deliver, that is creating a niche in itself. Then the whole brand India is getting recognized. People are seeing that, okay, Indian manufacturers are like that. Indian manufacturers maintain the quality. Indian manufacturers maintain the timeline. Because in B2B business, it's not about few bucks. It's about the trust that you gain. And if your buyer is growing in their business, then you will eventually grow. So whichever buyer you pick, you try to provide the best service that you can, the best quality that you can. And that is how you create a niche for yourself. That is how you create a global brand for yourself. And we must have heard about the story about birds getting stuck in the net, and together when they flew they could escape. So all our manufacturers need to be united in terms of providing that quality, that standard, because one Indian manufacturer represents the whole Indian manufacturing. And the good thing is that now the world is looking beyond China, that China plus one thing is also coming into picture with tariff changes, political changes. It is an advantage. And people are actually looking towards India, Vietnam, and other countries in order to source specific things to manufacture too. And we have this e-commerce platforms who are providing with that buyer seller connect. Now all we have to do is to take that advantage and cater to that audience. I think that is where we can start from and grow further. Hello.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes,
Thanks a lot. You mentioned very, important points and actually useful for the exporters who are listening to the session regarding the B2B export through e-commerce. So now, the topic that I wanted to include in this webinar was about the innovation in the sector. So regarding that, I want to, ask a question to Srinivas sir. What innovation in furniture and home decor materials are gaining global attention? So if you can, give us some information about this.
Even so, like I was talking about, the innovation is really in the furniture industry. So first thing is there now today, if you look at is there, people are talking about the health conscious. So the anything now, whatever you are not talking about is there VOC compliance. So that is really becoming very, very important when you want to export. And if you can able now all the raw materials, now everybody is talking about E0 emission, VOC compliance. So these are all very expensive material right now, but there is a huge demand for this product. And other than this is there whatever now the when you talk about, like I was talking to you, is there the when you talk about the environmental changes, whatever is happening, so everybody is concerned about that what is the product what they are taking, it is there how much it is causing less damage to the environment. So earlier maybe a reusable product which is not there, so people are not looking at is there. So I was having one of my distributor talking to in is there. He has got his customers are like a Sylvester Stalin and maybe Mac Cameron was there. So they were talking about, so those people, they look at it as there. So when they spend the money, so money is not a criteria. They look at it as there how less they are maybe forming a less environment, which is the environment friendly product what they are purchasing. So today maybe whatever now we are talking about is that there maybe like now if you talk Mr. Binram Dash is what is the talking about is there. So maybe China has started 25 years back. That means we need not wait another 25 years to again really go look at for a maybe going and selling at a very high end product. So we need not wait for that. Today we have a pace. Government little support can really can able to maybe we can go very faster because of all the environmental what are the changes government is happening, maybe anti against China and the political thing is there. What Mr. Modi is creating a lot of things for Indian thing. It can able to really change, sir. So we need not wait. That is my personal opinion. Maybe I may disagree that maybe we have just started now because see, we have already history. But the reason is now we are not into exports. So that much awareness was not available. Today people are aware what actually is happening. So we are meeting up as there are different people, yes. But the economies of scale is not actually as per the China, because I was also travel a lot of time to China. I go to one factory and see maybe I visited after 1 year. Their capacity might have utilized the increase by 10 times. Maybe if you look at the same manufacturer, it is maybe even 10 years back, that is not happening. So something we need to really look at it is there. That is as a maybe we can able to look at as a maybe something where we can able to learn few things from there and how we can able to really grow into the market. So this now the eco-friendly is that is what is there. People are looking at is their certifications, eco-friendly material, reusable material. So today only wood was there. So now after that is there the maybe from chipboard has come. Now then the bamboo usage has come. So today now we saw something is there. Now people are making a furniture from the rice husk. So there is a lot of now if you look at is there maybe earlier now we are talking about is there the the tree leaves, whatever is becoming a waste. So then they're using making a plate. So earlier was only paper plate was there. So that today tree leaves have become the one of the major things maybe contributing. So this is really making a lot of awareness among the people. So I think MSME has to know about all these things. What is actually globally, what is the changes are happening. I think then we can able to get our prices. It's not that we only able to make it up as there at a lesser price. So India also can able to export a very high value item and a high value product. Absolutely, I think there is a huge potential. I believe in it.
Definitely, sir. You are absolutely right. And I want to, ask the same question to Chintan, sir. Sir, considering your own, your, I can say, an age of experience in the, export of furniture, and also that I have the knowledge that you have redefined the office furniture with the innovation that you have, offered or brought to the sector. I want to hear from you also about the same questions, that how basically Indian MSMEs, can bring the innovation, and through the innovation they can gain the global attention or global consumers. Sir, you are not audible.
Chintan, you're not audible.
Yeah, now, yeah, please just go ahead.
Am I audible now to you, Najma?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So what I was saying is, being a furniture manufacturer and not being an innovator, it cannot go hand. I mean, it should. If you are a furniture manufacturer, you should be an innovator itself, because every day the client comes with a new requirement. I'm sure Miss Rachita and Huzefa sir both will agree to me by saying that, and Miss Rachita being a designer, she can highlight on that. Designer wants in every order or every project, they need the innovation to come in, wherein they wanted things to make things happen for the client and for the design in a way that the furniture manufacturers achieves the innovation without any additional cost into it. So innovation is was a part of furniture manufacturing and will be. Every day there is an innovation in the furniture manufacturing. Today, in fact, I am executing, I myself, being a manufacturer, if I am making a project, and if I don't innovate in that project on how to cut down the cost, how to have a circle economy of reuse, reduce, recycle. I know every day there is an innovation. I mean, there is no point unturned wherein innovation does not come in picture. Every day the innovation comes into picture for a furniture manufacturer, and day by day it is increasing. And with the help of designers, with the help of the availability, talking to the world, with the help of internet, with the help of e-commerce platforms like Alibaba, I think they taught us a lot, and if the innovation is the part and parcel of our daily routine, I would say.
Uh, Here, I would like to give an example. May I just?
Sure, sir,
So
please.
one of our members, in fact, he is our current president also, Mr. Amit Barot. His company name is Krini. He has been kind of developing a lot of smart space saving furniture, and currently he is as we said, competing China. He is competing China, and he's actually exporting this material to US, to the US market, the motel market. So a lot of innovative products their company are developing, and that is the reason that despite of they being an Indian manufacturer, they are able to compete in the international market because the products are innovative. So that is also one edge, I would say, wherein you can, an Indian manufacturer can look at creating innovative products in order to cater to the global market. Yeah, it's a live example. In fact, no, one thing more I'd like to share. Even a machine manufacturing company like BS, if you have heard of, it's an Italian company basically. which has set a factory in India, Bangalore. It's totally the whole machines are totally manufactured in India, 100% indigenous manufacture in India, and they are exporting 70% of the machines, which are the world-class machines, are being exported across the world from India. So that is the kind of capability our Indian people are having, the kind of skill sets and everything. So that is, it's an example. The people already prove an example that we can do this. So I think if one example is there, everybody else can look at it as an inspiration and look at that as a possibility.
Thank you so much, sir. Actually, there are only 3 more minutes left from our time, and there are some questions that I'm just reading the questions. Any one of you who would like, they can take the questions and answer. One person is asking what kind of Miss Ramya has asked what kind of furniture is in demand for newcomers to venture into these sectors for exporting.
I just answered that one. Smart furniture.
Smart
Smart furniture.
space saving smart furniture is in the demand. Then so it depends on country to country, I would say, Najma. If at all you are exporting it to US market, then motel furniture is in very high demand, because the country's law itself says that you need to I think 3 or 5 years of span you need to redo your furniture, and then get rid of the furniture. So that's a very big market. Even if you go to countries like Japan and all, then smart saving furniture is the best in thing for them. If you go to other places, like if you go to Australia, there are very large castles available. There they focus on the luxury. Then so it depends on country to country, on the basis of the manufacturing expertise of Miss I think Ramya has it. Then I think they need to focus on that particular segment, uh, and then expand their horizons according to on which segment and which country they wanted to focus more. It depends on that, according to me.
Okay. Thank you so much. Another question that they have asked is a little bit, different from other questions. They are saying we have exported the products to a certain maybe countries. So how they can take their stuff for assembling over there? So if anybody knows or anybody can help with this question.
Ma'am, this is a really a very difficult thing. So maybe right now we are also actually I'm participating one of my exhibition to in US. I send a one full container with a full scissor there. But the now when we wanted to actually now assemble that there, the cost what is we are incurring, it is maybe 2 times of my product cost just for assembly. So for that, what we require is from MSME. So what we need to really help us out in taking a maybe qualified people from India to get a something like maybe a few days visa for them, because today that is not available because we are not getting this there. Maybe that we require definitely help from India SME Forum to strongly recommend this to getting maybe qualified people to go and their assembly. That is the really biggest pain right now. Even whatever we send there, so we cannot assemble it out is there, and this is a very very expensive affair.
I understand. Anyone has
I
any
think
other?
everybody will agree on this. I don't know, Mr. Ujapa sir. So you need to
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
will
I
you
mean,
agree on
definitely
this?
the skilled labor cost out there is definitely very expensive. But I'm very sure that now, since a lot of Indian manufacturers are already there, they're exporting and they're also setting up kind of infrastructure there, that that service should be available. We need to just find out, because one of our, as I just named, Mr. Amit, he already has a group of people in America who are already a group who are actually Indian manufacturers who are having an association in America, and they are all kind of gathering up and creating a lot of such opportunities. So I think we can connect. Maybe you can connect with us, Mr. Srinivasan, and we can find out a solution for you.
So definitely, sir. I need help because now my show is in only another 25 days. It is there in February, so I need definitely
We,
help on that.
definitely, we can support you on that, sir, 100%.
Okay.
Please do connect with us. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So now we do not have that much time. Also, I just want maybe one line from all of you. So just for the concluding of the session, and I would like to start with Mr. Binamra. Please.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was really an engaging discussion, and I hope people here learned a lot. My concluding remark will be to have that digital mindset, because buyers are becoming digital, and you are preparing yourself for 20 years from now. And the young generation is coming, and their thinking, their processing is very different. We have to be adaptable. So whatever you do, be digital. Prepare yourself for 5 years down the line. That is more important. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rachita ji. Anything you would like to add?
Yeah, I just want to say to the people who are still thinking to enter the industry, please come, do it. Uh, don't worry. I mean, there will be problems, there will be solutions, but first thing first, you have to start doing it. First thing is start the business. Think about the product, think about the market, think about the how you will get the material done for you. If you're doing it yourself, how will you sell it? Tools available, all discussed here. Everything is on the net these days. Lot of videos are available. Go, just search, everything is available. 100% नहीं मिलेगा, 10%, 5%, 20% it will be available. But start doing it, number one. If you're already selling it online, if you're already online, then the best thing is engage with your business every day on daily basis. See your dashboards, check what is happening, where it is happening, what is your takeaway every day in terms of money, in terms of your customer reviews, in terms of your engagement with your customer, which is very important. So be with the market. Study competitors, very important. What others are doing, not in India, because you are exporting abroad. So India market is not the market for you. You're talking about the world market. So competitors abroad, China, Vietnam, everybody, what they are doing, stay with them, understand the demands. So this is what I think is the key. So start today.
Thank,
This is what I feel. Yeah.
thank you so much. Srinivas sir, would you like to say something as a conclusion?
Ma'am, first of all, thanks for giving me an opportunity to actually to get this exposure to us. It was really very important personally for me. Maybe get to know, maybe after the meeting, we will able to connect with the different people, and we can able to make it up is there. But one thing is there which I wanted to make it up is that India is not like a maybe earlier is there. There is a lot of potential across the world. So people who are not there in the export, this is the right time. What is the exports are there? They can ability huge profits will be available when you do the exports. Absolutely, I think only thing is yes, definitely require government support for few things is there. So we know the product. We are really very good at so there how to manufacture world class product. Yes, we require some sort of help from the government to really prove and get India as the number one on the global trend. Madam.
Thank you.
Mr.
Yes.
Srinivas, I just want to add it, in Hindi we say जब तक बच्चा रोता नहीं तब तक mother भी उसको feed नहीं करती है. So it's like that. So we have to really really create that cry to
Yes.
make our voices heard, and
Yes, yes, yeah.
to if one person will cry somewhere, nobody will hear, but if 100 people will cry together, definitely
Yes,
government will
yes.
hear us. This is what I feel.
Definitely, ma'am. Yeah, yeah. I think, yeah.
Your voice and definitely support. Muzaffar sir, anything you would like to?
या बच्चा बच्चा ऑलरेडी रो रहा था एंड आई थिंक माँ और बाप दोनों ने सुन लिया है और प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी हैज आल्सो हर्ड अबाउट इट एंड आई थिंक ही इज वेरी मच फोकस्ड ऑन दिस इंडस्ट्री furniture now he is considering the Modi government, in fact the government today is considering furniture as one of the prime sectors. It's a sunrise sector, I would say. Lot of focus from government on furniture sector. So I would say all the MSME manufacturers, be very happy that you are in the right trade, right industry. This is going to grow. So be with it, do smart manufacturing and look at the global market. You are definitely going to reach internationally. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Chintan sir, last words from you.
I would like to say two things. So when Mr. Modi came in as a prime minister, he said vocal for local, and there is one more saying. What we say here in AFMD, our president, Mr. Amit Barot, and we all agree to is that make it locally and sell globally. is what it should be the agenda. Because if at all you don't sell to the world, you don't inform the world, what do you do? That it does not matter. Apart from that, the vocal for local, which I talked about, there is a very, very huge potential in Indian market. The world is eyeing on India. So there is a similar, size of market for Indians also. So those who are into the furniture business, both sides there are gold. You just need to find out a right path and a right mentoring you should have, so that you are going into the places where you get a win-win situation. As Mr. Uzaffa said, Mr. Uzaffa was a past president of association, wherein we used to work together, and we always wanted to tell people that let's collaborate. You cannot make everything in-house. You need to collaborate, and that's where we wanted to have we wanted to make the furniture parks, wherein we compete for the world. So what we cannot make, we should not be having more say on to saying that कि मैं ये भी बनाऊंगा, I would wanted to, then you fail and then you have a less interest. Instead of that, just collaborate with the people, with the right technology, with the right people, and then go ahead with the export or in the local market. Both are open for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ma'am,
Thank
I
you
will
so
just
much.
tell you one last thing is there. So this is what is it there? So this KBS is a body of last 60 years. So we were the first international company as US is concerned getting this award. So last 60 years, no company has got other than the US brand. So we are the first company in last 60 years, the entire globe, we got this award from them. Just I want to say that. Okay. Thank you.
Great. It's
When
amazing.
you're talking about awards, I would like to share one thing here. Our company Woodware has been the awardee for 2013, the India SME Award. That was in the year 2013. Yeah, we had got
Yes,
the award
yes.
from the same
Yes.
forum, India SME Forum.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, all you esteemed panelists, for all your valuable insights and for your time and for your gracious presence in today's session. We enjoyed, and definitely the people who are listening to this, discussion today, they have benefited from all your inputs that you have shared with us. So please keep in touch with us. I know there are many questions who are unanswered, and due to time we are not able to cover all of them right now. Please write all of your questions to us, and we will go to the experts and come back to you with the answer. Thank you so much, and with that, have a great day, and over to you, Bhumika.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone,
Thank you
for
so much,
joining us.
everybody. It was great connecting to all of you. And if it is possible, please share their contact numbers, Najma, so we can all keep in touch with each other.
Definitely.
So yesterday itself I asked
Bhumika
Nazma
can do that because she has everybody's numbers.
Yes.
Yes, I will do that.
Yeah. Okay. You can
Thank
create
you
a small
so
group
much.
also. Okay. Thank you. ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Looking
Thank
forward
you
to
for
more sessions in the future. Yep.
Definitely, sir.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this initiative and for this sector. We hope you were able to gain some knowledge by our esteemed panelists. And I would like to thank everyone for joining us, for taking time out of their schedule and, contributing to this program. I would like to thank Najma ma'am for, moderating this session and, smoothly guiding this whole program. So as this initiative continues, I hope you can all be engaged and, share this so that more people can connect and focus and continue with other sessions that we have planned. So you can visit our website, indiaexports.com, and you can register for the program. And the recordings of each of these sessions is available on YouTube, the India SME Forum. You can go and check it out. And for other initiatives and programs, you can check our website, indiasmeforum.org. And thank you so much, everyone, for coming and joining us today. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good day to everybody. Good day.
Bye. Good day. Good day.
Bye-bye.
Alibaba.com की मेंबरशिप मेरी कंपनी को अभी ग्लोबल ब्रांड बना रही है।
Go export with Alibaba.com.
Joe should not shiver. I should not do